Here are 3 things you need to know if you want to be a Libero. Number 1, understanding your vestibular system. I want you to think back, and I want you to think about how when we were younger, we would spin around in circles until we got dizzy. When you spin around, your brain starts sending signals to your body saying, what the hell is going on? And what makes you dizzy is the vestibular system in your head. So spinning around and moving up and down can also affect your vestibular system. Think about it like this. Balancing requires your vestibular system. If it was out, if you were dizzy, you couldn't balance like this. Just like when you get dizzy, you can't balance on 2 feet because you're seeing crazy stuff. So when you're a Libero and you're passing, you need to know that if you're starting here, moving down to pass like this, you're actually making it hard for your vestibular system because you're putting yourself out of sync. So this motion, this motion, this motion, it's giving your brain extra information that it doesn't need, and it's overloading it. So as a Libero, you need to know that if you start low and end low, you're not affecting this at all. So you want to keep your head as balanced as possible. If you're moving around like this, ooh, that's not good. You're gonna misjudge a lot of calls. If you start low, dig, end low, you're gonna have a strong focus at all times. As a Libero, keep it in mind, start low, end low. If you start high, end low, then you're gonna start messing up with your brain. So keep that in mind when you're doing your Libero things. Number 2, you can be a quiet person, but you can't be a quiet player. The Libero is the leader of the back row. You should have full control over them. And you even have control over your blockers and what they're blocking. That's what I believe. So if you're a quiet leader, you won't be able to lead these people effectively in the moment. So yes, off the court, you can be a quiet person. On the court, you cannot be a quiet player. You must be loud. You must put the mask on. You're the leader, and you're telling people what to look for, what to do, and where to move. You're the leader. Embrace that. Because as Libero, you actually are most aware of what spikers' movements are doing, because you've practiced it the most, right? These players haven't practiced that. They don't know what a spike cross looks like exactly. They know a little bit, but tell them, hey, this spike is going cross. I can read it. It's going cross. It's going cross. It's going cross. You need to talk. You need to talk. You need to be loud. Look at any pro team, any national team. You've got the shortest player out there with the most energy, talking the most and leading the most. It's so important for you to be a loud player on court. Personally, I'm a quiet person off the court, and I'm a little bit quiet on the court. You know, I like to get into my own zone and do my own thing, but as a Libero, you don't have that opportunity. You can't be a quiet player. You need to get them moving. You're the hype person. You're the leader. Make them know what they need to do. Lead them. Number 3, you need to read the game more than any player on the court. There's a Libero in my club. He's in the premier team, the top team for our club. And the coach for that team runs a cauldron. Every single drill is recorded. The scores are always recorded. And they're released at the end of the week. And it accumulates over the weeks. By the end of the season, you have the person who has won the most. When the coach let me look over the cauldron results, I was actually really surprised. I was expecting all of the pass hitters to be on top. They're best at passing, they're really good at hitting, they usually have a really strong serve. Or maybe the setters. But I was amazed to see that the Libero, the shortest player, the player that can't bounce a ball, was on top. And I asked the coach this, I said, what the hell's going on? This guy can't bounce a ball, everybody else is bouncing, they can jump really high. How is he winning more than anybody else? And he replied, and he told me, as Libero, you influence the game more than you think because you need to read the game. You're the first touch every single time those players try to bounce it. And if they can't bounce it, they can't win a point. So it got me thinking. So I went to watch the games that he was a part of, and it was incredible. Every single time he was on the court, there was this calm on his side, and he was also able to tell the blockers where to go. He was also able to know exactly where the spike was going And he was able to influence and set up kills that usually wouldn't be there. And I think the point is, liberos need to read so much more in the game. Their highest skill set is their reading skill set. You know, they don't have the skill set of bouncing a ball, but they're able to read every single minute motion of a spike. They can see the hip, they can see the shoulders, they can see the elbow, the thumb. They're reading every single little part. And that's the superpower of liberos. If you want to be a libero, you need that superpower. You need to be able to read every single minute detail. Because if you can, you bring that calm energy to the team. Practice reading more than you think. It's so important to be able to read the passer, read the setter, read the spiker, because it all affects each other. And then if you can do that and make a plan, you are going to be one hell of a libero, because indirectly, you're foiling the opposition's plans. Indirectly, liberos aren't appreciated enough because they read so much, and that's an intangible skill. You can't look at them the same, because you see a pass hitter, they get a bounce, whoa, he's really good. You see a setter, they trick the blocker, whoa, he's really good. You see a consistent libero every single time getting the ball up. Whoa, he's pretty good, but liberos are supposed to be good, right? But they're doing more than just getting the ball up. They're leading their team. They're reading the game. They're making it so much easier for their team to win a point. The unsung hero, the libero. So just remember, there's 3 things you need to know if you want to be a libero. Understand your vestibular system. Don't be a dizzy dope and start moving like this to do passes and digs. Start low, end low, and you will be balanced as hell. Number 2, you can be a quiet person. You can't be a quiet player as a libero. Number 3, level up your reading skills to the point that it influences your team and gives a calm energy. It's your job as libero to be able to read every single movement in the game. Now, if you've got a lot of ideas about what it takes to be a libero, don't gatekeep them. Go share them in the comments, because I want to know. Everybody at Club Arty wants to know. Hey guys, my name's Coach Arty. I'm a volleyball coach that creates content to make you a better volleyballer inside and out. Today, we were learning about what liberos need to be successful. If you are someone who wants to be a libero, please take these ideas to heart. Every libero I see, professional, unprofessional, the ones that make a difference, know about these 3 tips. Some are simple, some are really hard. By the way, if you want to become better at coaching, go check out my Patreon, because I've created a Patreon dedicated to improving coaches. The highest tier is having a one-on-one session with me, and we'll talk about your training plans. We'll talk about how you interact. If you want to be a part of the growing community of Club Arty, where we talk everything volleyball, we ask questions on how to get better, and we support each other, go check out my Discord. The link is in the bio. So share your ideas, be part of the club, and you get better when you practice. So go practice being a libero. Good, Johnny!